thank you again for your participation yesterday. So yesterday we've been able to share with you a bit about Lisbon with the participation of someone from the City Hall, and then to share about the task in itself. You have been asking a few questions actually using SparkUp. So yesterday during the session and even afterwards. So we have been looking at those questions with Vasco, and the aim of today's session is to share with you some feedback regarding your remarks or questions, and have a discussion also. So do not hesitate to react, use the chat, or even raise your hand. I think we will have time for that. So we have so there are 20 questions. So, but some of them are similar, so it shouldn't be too long. And you were mainly asking for more details regarding the task. So, Vasco, maybe I'll let you start answering to those questions. If that's okay for you.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your questions. We will try to answer them. Quite a few are similar, as Eric mentioned. We will try to go one by one. First, Anastasia was asking about the location of building B, if it could be changed. No, it cannot. Unfortunately, because I feel that some of you felt that the location was a little bit odd, I would say, but it's the plan. The plan predicts that the building should be in that position, and it has somehow to do with the path through the archway on the building in the back that connects to the Boa Vista Street, the street on the north part. And because of that, the alignment of the facade building B should be that one. So we have to work with this constraint, as it happens a lot in urban planning. So the answer is the location is strict, so we have to deal with this. We are happy to hear comments from you. Be happy and feel free for raising your hand, or even ask any question or make any comment. Regarding the building A for renovation, Anastasia put a question also. Perhaps a 3D model or drawings of existing plans and facades could be helpful. Yes. There will be DWG files with drawings regarding the design of the building. So with elevations and the sections and so on. So it will be available for students on the website for the contest when the subjects will be available. So there will be also these drawings for the building A. Regarding the interior of this building A, Pablo put a question regarding remodeling and the adaptation of the building inside. Yes, the answer is that the interior could be fully remodeled, following the recommendations from the task. Roofing facades are to be strictly kept, renovated. Roofing, under the rules that I just checked this morning, there can be some changes regarding some rules. It's also an answer to the question number 8 that was asking for rules regarding the renovation of building A. There are some rules, not too much rules, but there are some rules. We will share them. They regard the facade, they regard something about the structure, instructions to renovate the structure. of these buildings, but in this case specifically, as the structure is concrete, in principle there will be no changes of the structure anyway. It's up to the students to make some proposals regarding that. So in principle, in the interior of the building, this building A could be completely renovated. The aim is to keep the global volume of the building and the facade. Facade, as you probably have already understood, has some specific features that should be kept. Regarding question number 4 from Pablo also, about the connection with Boa Vista Street, the street behind on the north part. Yes.
Maybe you want to show the map.
The map. Yes. If you go to
this one.
Yes, here it's easier.
Yeah.
So the passage is through an archway that exists on this building facing the north street, the Boa Vista Street. And that's also the reason I was commenting before of the location of building B. As you can see there, the alignment of building B ends exactly on this passage through the archway. So it's the only passage to the north part is through this archway. And it also marks, let's say, the alignment of the facade of building B. Okay. If we can go back again, please. Yes. Okay, so it was question number 4. So Paulo was asking about the location of building B, whether it could be slightly changed, the location. I think I answered that already. So no, the plan is strict about that. The location of building B should be this one. The program distribution inside the volume, it's completely free. The only constraint is that the rules that are set, that 75% of the area should be destined for apartments to put in the market, to be sold or to be rented. And 25% of the area should be destined to the co-living spaces for the resident artists in the video library. So these are the only rules, and so the distribution of the program inside the building is completely free. There is also another rule that says that for the ground floor, there should not be this residential use. So residential use should be from floor 1 to floor 7 to floor 6, because it's 7 floors above ground. So 6 floors for residential use, and the ground floor open for passage, free passage below the building, and also for commercial areas, and also for services areas, and do access to the building. As if we can go further again to the drawing, 3 slides. Yes. Okay, you can see there. This is the ground floor. So on pink, there should be these commercial or service areas. In brown is the access to the upper floors, and with the stripes, this is an area to go below the building. Okay, open area below the building. So this is more or less what is the rule regarding this building B. Okay. If you can go back again. Okay, so I think we covered the 5 first questions. Please,
yeah,
if I'm not precise and not clear enough, please ask any question you want. Okay. Okay, we can go. 6, number 6 from Victor. Asking for information regarding the buildings that are around the project plot. If you can come back to the drawing again. I updated some information there. So On the west side of building B, there is this this building that is already under construction that belongs to the National Power Company, and this will be an office building. Okay. Behind this building, on the green area that is up in the drawing, there will be a hotel. It's a hotel that will use or reuse an existing building on facing this Boa Vista Street, and will have a connection underground with this office building, because the hotel will also belong to the EDP, which is this company, and so it's not the project doesn't belong to the same architect, but it will have an underground connection to use the part of the parking under this office building. Okay, and with this in this building where there is the archway connecting to the Boa Vista Street behind, this building, the intention of the plan is to make it to be used as a kindergarten in the future, and this green area that you see there is to be an outdoor area to be used by the kindergarten. That is why I updated the limits of the plot, as you probably have understood. This is off limits. Let's say the only area that that will be integrated in our project will be the passage through the archway. Okay, so these are. I hope it answers the question. These are there is still the red area. To be honest, I don't have the memory of the use for it. I will add it to the contest task document, the use of this to clarify the use of this building. Sorry for that, I didn't check it, but I will. Okay, if you can go back again. Okay, I think Victor, that answers your question. So Gita, the question is, can the buildings that are recommended for demolition be retained and restored? No, unfortunately not. The plan doesn't allow it, and really it is not compatible with the new building B. So it's these buildings exist on in the place where building B will be constructed. So there is no way of retaining this and restore these buildings. Okay, and also the plan doesn't allow it. So the plan predicts that these buildings, because these are not very exquisite buildings. They don't present too much value, historical value. So it was decided by the authors of the plan that they should be demolished. So coming to Nikita question, do we share detailed bylaws requirements? Yes, there are some rules that are included in the plan that will be added to the contest task, and these rules regard some conservation of facade elements recommendations, also some recommendations regarding the materials to be used when recovering structural elements. As I said before, these rules are applied to all renovated buildings in this area. So there are different kinds of buildings in the area. With this one that we are going to renovate is a concrete structure, but there are all others that have different structures, wooden structures, masonry structures, and so on. So the global recommendation for these buildings is to use materials that will be according to the historical ways of building, let's say. Also, some rules or recommendations regarding the roof and attic changes, and it will be applicable to this building A renovation. Also, regarding the use of exterior equipment, that's ventilation equipments, air conditioning equipments, cables that sometimes can exist outside the buildings. And in principle, the rule is take everything off and leave nothing that can be not connected to the original way of the building. Okay, so these roughly and in summary are some of the detailed bylaws that are available. Okay, number 9. That Alphonse, the question that Alphonse raised regarding also building B, the form, regarding the form, regarding must it touch the floor or can it be avoiding level 0? Well, we have decided that we should leave it to the students' creativity. The plan predicts that at the ground floor there will be some areas for commerce or service, but we have decided to leave it, give a little bit of freedom here, and let the students decide how to manage ground level for building B. Of course, there has to be access to the upper floors, but we will leave some creativity here. Okay.
Is it okay for you, Mr. Martinez? Yes. Okay.
Okay. So question number 10. Again, about the location of building B. No, I answered that already. No, it cannot be changed. But an additional comment, the shape is free. So the contestants, the students can be creative about the shape of the building, so they can compensate a little bit the idea of being too close to the building A. Oh, sorry, I was looking at an email that was arriving. Creativity can solve a little bit the problems and the constraints that the distance to building A could present. Okay. So
I just
yes.
Before coming to the next question, we have one in the chat related also to building B. How deep can we build? How many underground stories?
Okay. Thank you for that question. The rules, and I think it's written already in the contest task draft. It can have two levels below ground dedicated to parking or technical services for the building. Yes. So question number 11. I think I've answered that already. It will be on the contest task description, this detailing. Okay. Bojana, I think, I hope that the answer is good enough, as at least it clarifies the issue. Question number 12 from Alphonse. Is the treatment for building A only interior, or can the student change its height by adding floors? No, in principle, adding floors is out of the question. Some changes, as I mentioned, on the roofs can be done under some rules. So adding floors in principle is not allowed. Okay. So coming back to the location of building B presented by Francisco Bastos. Again, the position and the location of building B cannot be changed. Okay. Nikita asks for coordinates to locate the site on the maps. Yes, we can share it. We can share a GPS location. I think it's not difficult to find it on maps, but we will share to not be a constraint regarding the location of the site. Okay. There was a question regarding permeability index. I don't know whether the person that put this
Yeah,
question
actually,
is present. He didn't copy the name, Eric.
yes.
I don't know
So
whether
if you are here, do not hesitate to
yes, please.
detail a bit this question.
We discussed it, and we were not sure about what was meant in this question. Eventually, the person is not here.
Doesn't seem to.
Yeah, but let me explain. One of the goals of this plan, the urban plan, is to facilitate the water permeability of the ground. Okay, as was explained yesterday by Luis Ruivo, the architect from the City Hall. Lisbon has a problem on managing the water from the river, meaning the floods, and also when it rains too much, how the water can flow and escape to the river. And sometimes there are some problems because, as we all know, cities tend to have more and more impermeable floors or ground solutions. So one of the things is one of the worries and the principles that are in this plan is that the permeability of the ground should be as much as possible, and that there should be ways of conducting the water properly to the collectors, the public water collectors. So it's something to take into account that Lisbon has an issue regarding this, the way the water is collected and conducted to the river. There is also another rule that's one of the reasons why new buildings have to be elevated, and the ground floor should not be used for permanent activities like residential activity. And the recommendation is to make the noble uses, let's say, of the buildings to start on floor one, in order not to in case of flood, the ground areas should not be too much affected. Okay, this is one of the reasons why the recommendation is that ground floor should be used for less permanent activities. Okay.
Vasco, we finally have
Yes.
a comment in the chat saying in the brief it was mentioned 26% permeability index. I didn't see it actually.
Yes.
But,
eventually, you are right. Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Also, there is a question by Dr. Budiaf regarding the existing infrastructure. I'm not sure what is meant. What do you mean by infrastructure? If you can comment, please, unmute your mic.
We don't. You're still on mute. Yeah, it should work.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, we hear you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for these clarifications. What I mean by the existing infrastructure is mainly, let's say, the hierarchy of the roads there, and the other informations dealing with the water supply, the sewage in the area, and also the concerning the traffic flow. Let's say the traffic and the building regulations, as I mentioned yesterday. Is it possible to have an idea in terms of, let's say, the tolerated height or the different setbacks, or the footprint in the area?
Yes, yes. The plan is quite. In fact, if you could go again to the drawing. Yes, the plan has information regarding and height levels that the buildings could have. It has a lot of information regarding also the ground floor levels and so on. Regarding underground infrastructures, I would say that we will not be too worried about that, I would say. Let's take the principle that connections are available. So I would say let's not worry about that too much. Okay. I don't know whether you have anything else to add, Eric, regarding this.
No, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You unmuted. Okay.
I mean, here for the fluidity, I will say, in the area in terms of the circulations, in terms of, let's say, to get into these buildings, from where
You
do we
mean
have to
public transportation and so on?
Just other roads or streets, or do we have to keep just what we've got in the plan?
In principle, the idea is that, for instance, not to have cars inside car circulation inside the plot. The only access to the cars is for the underground parking that is that happens from the street that goes in front, Dom Luís I Street. But the circulation will be what is already the streets that surround, let's say, the plot. Inside the plot, in principle, the only circulation that will be allowed is pedestrian circulation or bike circulation or something like that. Cars or other type of vehicles, in principle, will be not allowed inside this.
Sorry, but in this case, what about the, let's say, the access to the parking? You mentioned that it will be in the underground, and also the capacity.
Yes, the access is
and the capacity of the parking, in a way that if I am dealing with, let's say, hundreds of cars, is one.
No. It will be two levels of parking, and the area is the area of the building itself. It's we have a plant. A drawing, a plan that explains the area that could be. You can see it also in this drawing. There is a line that tells us what is the limit for the underground location. Okay, but that will be detailed on the contest task. Okay. Petri asked the meanings of colors in on this map. There is, of course, a legend for this. Mostly the green, the main green area is about public area that could be. This is the main area for this area C that is explained on the contest task, and the more intense green is exterior area that will be used by the kindergarten. So the area that we will work on is this greener area, more bright green, that is on the design. But for instance, the orange buildings are buildings that exist and that will be kept. That's why the building A is that orange building on the right side. The other one up also in orange, it will be also a building that exists that will be kept, but will be it's out of our scope, let's say. Okay. It's mostly around this. I hope, Petri, that I explained it. Okay. A pure hypothetical question by Anna. Is it possible to design communication links between buildings A and B? For example, glass tunnel links above ground level. Can we leave such a solution to this? Yes, I would say so.
Yes, I agree.
I would say so. Rose red. Petri asks, yes, that's the building I was mentioning before that I don't have now the idea what it will be used for. I will detail that on the contest task. Sorry, I don't have the straight answer in my head. That will be explained on the contest task. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go on. We were on question
16, I think.
16. Okay, is this a real life project or a fictional one? Gita, thank you for that question. A very challenging one. No, this is a real project and it is sponsored by the City Hall. So everything we are discussing and we are proposing for the students have been agreed with the City Hall and in fact is predicted in the plan. So this building B that we propose exists on the plan. Yes, Gita, please come back.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you if the City Hall actually intends to take this project forward and build it as well in case there's a winner, because there are other implications in that case.
Yes.
In terms of detailing, in terms of the actual extent of information that's available to the students and so on.
So answering to that, this is a real project, meaning that the basis of the project are real.
Right.
But this is a contest, so it's a students contest. If you remember the statement by the city councillor, there was a statement, a sentence in the end that said that it might even be built, if you
Right.
remember it. So it's not out of the question that this could be a kind of an idea contest, like we have a lot of times in the architecture world. And they took the City Hall takes the ideas that come from this the students and proposes that it could be built. I don't know. It's open. It's an open idea.
In such cases, I hope, because we work with students extensively in India, so I hope credit would be given to the idea, the creators, and whoever.
Of course, I said yes. I'm
That
sure that
needs
will
to
happen.
get.
Even from us, Eric, if you can, that's more your area. But of course, the credits are given to the persons that are the authors, of course.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Eric, any comments?
No. Okay.
Okay, so let's go on, and we are arriving to the end. Number 17. Asking for again some about infrastructures, the winds, the topography. We don't have this information. If everyone thinks, and they will have the opportunity to recommend it in the recommendation book that we will open. Regarding the winds, if you feel that is interesting to know, we will try to find information. Regarding the topography, it's a very flat ground, as you probably saw on the films, on the videos. It's a very flat, so I'm not sure whether it is totally flat or there is some little slope from the street in the front to the street in the back. But I've been there several times, and to be honest, it looks like a flat ground. That I know of, there are no specific infrastructures, I mean, below the ground, so nothing to worry about regarding that. Okay, number 18. Will there be information on the building being dismantled? No, in principle, no. Because if it will be dismantled, we didn't worry too much about these buildings, to be honest. So our consideration was that it would be flat ground on the location of these buildings. I leave you to the last question. Yes, yes, please.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
I was worried also with this question about the information on being dismantled, because you strongly pointed to the idea of sustainability, and it's in a way you want to say that it's sorry, I'm with COVID, I'm in a big effort. It's like a real project, but in the end, starting with no information about dismantling is not dealing with the resources and how do we
And possibly
the other,
reuse, for instance.
yes, and
Yeah.
the other question is if this in the long term turns to be real, how come there are no engineering students involved? So how can architectural students deal with this? Because I think it's absolutely interesting. So I live nearby. I know the place very well, and but at the same time very challenging. But without engineers, infrastructure engineers, structural engineers, how can they deal with everything? Thank you.
Eric, I will let you answer this.
So on the sustainability point, for sure, yesterday what we said, we promoted the circularity and resources. This is the ideal vision, and unfortunately, there's the reality and the request from the city hall, on which we have to stick to. So to be clear, and Vasca, you can confirm, we don't have any clear information on how the building is going to be dismantled and on the possible recycling or reuse. So that's the only thing we can say at this stage. Then on the second point, which is the need for engineers, I understand the point. Now it's an architecture student contest, meaning that these precise points of and it won't be much assessed or appreciated in the as you've seen the notation and the judging criteria. They do not include this kind of topics precisely in terms of calculations. It's okay? Vasco, you want to complete maybe?
Yes, I was thinking when you were explaining this contradiction, let's say, between what we defend, what we stick for, and what is this demolition. I was wondering if that could be a valuable feature for the projects, if the students include in their project some ideas regarding the use of the reuse, let's say, of these dismantled buildings. Really, we don't have a lot of information. Eventually, we can have a short description of the materials that are used, that have been used, that build these buildings that will be dismantled. I will not compromise ourselves with that information. I don't know whether we can collect it or not, but that we can try to do to make available some information regarding the materials that are present in these buildings to be dismantled. And if any team of students should make some part of the project regarding this, eventually can be an added value. I don't know.
For sure.
Yes.
But sustainability is a wide topic. I've shared yesterday. So we have carbon and energy challenges, circularity, of course, and comfort of the occupants. Choice we have made for this precise task is to make a focus on energy efficiency, comfort, and embodied carbon. It's true that circularity with the given data and given request is not the priority of the task.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
there's another raised hand, which is Paul
Yes.
Mendoza. Yes, please.
Well, I have a question because I think it's not clear one issue. The volume for the, well, part it was maybe one aspect that I wanted to clarify in my question, but maybe I didn't pose it quite well. Is the density of this volume B, of the building B, if the density, it should be fully fulfilled, this volume, because it is very specific, the area that is specified, 6,627 square meters of floor area.
It's what is written in the plan.
Yes, but this is the maximum or like a goal that should be like fulfilled, or we can do it with less area, or that to say that the volume not to be completely occupied, because I didn't make the calculations on what exactly would be to fully occupy this volume. But
Yes.
so that the ground floor could be like flexible, no? Also, my question is about the ground floor. If it we need to occupy these areas that are expected and that go out this limit for the upper floors, if we need to occupy all these areas, and also for this volume in the upper floor, if we need to occupy in fact all the volume, or if there is flexibility, because there are no indicators on the number of apartments or units that we need to put both in the ground floor for commerce and also in the upper floors for apartments.
I think it's a very good question. We haven't thought that fully, if I understand. Eric, I don't know. Regarding the volume,
volume and
the
question is volume and density in the upper floors, huh?
Yes.
For the occupational.
We haven't thought about that completely.
Can we say it's up to the students? Could be an answer, or do we need to check with the city hall?
I don't know. I would not be too definitive now.
Yeah. Okay.
We will clarify this issue on the final version. We will clarify too. One way can be what Paul Mendoza was suggesting, that say suggesting a minimum number of units, let's say.
Yeah. Okay.
We
can
have
clarify
to decide
this.
that. Yes. Not clear. And for the ground floor, we stated some questions before that we will leave that to the students. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of coming away from the rules, but we leave that to the students.
We know you like creativity, so.
Yes.
Gita, you have your hand raised.
Still raised. Yes.
Still raised. Is it for? Do you have maybe another question?
I lowered my hand. That's good.
It's an old hand. Okay.
An old hand. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So question 19 is for you.
Yes. Yes. So on
Eric.
question 19 regarding the energy efficiency calculation. So as you seen yesterday, indeed we asked for detailed calculation, especially for building B on U values, energy need. What we suggest is to use. We share here some examples of tools. The PP1, so the passive house tool, design tool, can be used, or any other one that you might recommend or use within your universities. Here we share a non-exhaustive list of possible tools validated with the best test method, so Energy Plus, for instance. That's the answer I can give, and I hope it clarifies a bit these points regarding the tools.
Okay.
And
so
the other tool to be used, as I said yesterday, is one-click LCF for the life cycle analysis of the new building.
very well. I don't know, Eric, if you could leave the floor open for any more comments, free comments,
Yes.
free questions. As you have seen, we don't have all the answers. We have most of the answers, not the total answers. So that's one of the reasons why we implemented these sessions to discuss with you, because we know you have specific pains.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Velasquez, yes.
Gerardo.
Hello, everyone. Hello from Mexico.
Hello.
I have one question. You clarified the buildings that are next to, well, inside of the plot of the site. But I was wondering about this new building that is like south of the plot. It's like it has white louvers and it's to the south of the building. I don't know if you know what building is that.
You mean on the other side of the street, on the river side?
Yeah.
It's a recent building. It was built also already under the rules of this plan. It's the head office of the Central Power Company, the EDP, which is Eletricidade de Portugal. So it's a quite specific building, as you have seen, but it's the head office of the electric power company. So they will have one building on one side of the street and another one, the one that is being built, on the other side of the street. So they take it all.
Okay, so they're putting a lot of money in the infrastructure. So this one is Arabenas, and the other one, do you know?
The first one, you mean? I don't know who is the author of the project, to be honest.
Manuel Aires Mateus.
Okay. Thank you, Francisco.
Thank you very much.
In that purpose, I had a question. If there are any information about those two buildings, the minimum which should be the volume. In case of Aravena, it's very imposing to our plots.
Yes.
So if we think to develop a building in relation with building A, obviously is in relation with the new
Also
project of Aravena.
Yes. Well, we will. I don't know whether we can share the volume, as at least the volume of the building. I asked for it for the city hall, but they were not too comfortable on sharing that because it's still not a public project, let's say. I will try to collect as much information as I can. Of course, the height of this building is the same as the others, 26.6 meters. But I think it's not a complete volume. It's a little bit like the one from the first building is a little bit with different volumes, I'd say. But I don't know whether there is available a full volume image of the building. I will try and I will insist with the city hall to have more information regarding this building. Yes, Paulo, you have already your hand raised.
Yes, because I wanted to also comment on something that my colleague Francisco said about the multidisciplinary team that I think could be important here, to maybe have some team that could be, for example, at least supervised by an architect and an engineer. And my question is that, is it possible to have like two supervisors in, because in last edition it was not possible. I posed that question to Vasco and it was not possible. But I think that, for example, for our university could be interesting to open this possibility, even if, for example, in sponsoring you only sponsor one professor to go to the final meeting, for example, but that at least could be considered the supervision or the contribution of two professors in each team, so that we could have, for example, also one student from architecture and one student from engineer and be supervised by one, for example, it can be also two architects with different approaches, but this could be, I think, a way to promote a multidisciplinary team, both in students and in supervisors.
Eric, I'll leave the answer to
Yeah,
you.
no, it's a hard question, to be honest, because my first reaction would be to stick to the rules of the contest, saying it's an architecture student contest with one sponsor by team with an architecture teacher. And I think it's important to stick to that in order to have fair rules between the teams, of course. Don't know, Ella, if you have an opinion on that, but on the rules of the event.
I think we probably will need to discuss a little bit
Yeah.
more about it to make sure we deliver the right answer, because I don't want to say something and then we will go back to it. So I think it's better like to mention it together and then to deliver the right answer probably. If it's okay. Mhm.
Can I say
Okay,
so?
we take the point then.
Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Budiev.
Well, I'm just wondering concerning the for the housing, as I mentioned in my question in the chat, for whom would it be in terms of standing? Is it will it be considered as a social, or will it be for the skilled laborers in a way that, because this might have that impact on the areas for the units? And this one thing. The second thing, when we are talking about the rehabilitation, it seems to me that here we are excluding some part of the students in a way that, in this case, those that they will be allowed to enter or to compete, they should be, let's say, considered as senior students, not junior students in terms of ideas. And also, can we have a detailed plan for, let's say, the building A, in a way that you can proceed or to see for its rehabilitations, and for building B, we may have also, let's say, in terms of proposals or ideas, that we don't have that contact direct from the ground floor, in a way that it might be raised from the ground floor. So is it allowed also?
Yes, well, regarding the building A, the plans for this building will be provided. Yes, we have it. We have them. So we will provide for the students these plans that will be the basis for this building renovation. Regarding the building B, yes, the building B can be, we said that before, can be raised from the ground, let's say. It's up to the student to be creative. I don't know if there was another question I didn't catch.
Well, the fact of talking about the rehabilitation, as I said here, usually it is, let's say, for senior students, not as let's say, that means that they should be from the fourth year or the fifth year, not the third year. So we'll be excluding some students, let's say, from the third year, I will say.
I would let you, Eric, to answer that, but the first comment from me is that we don't exclude any year of students, of course, but
Yes.
our feeling is that this to answer these challenges, this contest, in principle, should be more senior students, let's say.
I agree. And the rule is all students from first to sixth year of study taking part
Yes,
of
exactly.
the academic year of the contest.
Yeah, but in terms of background, how can we talk about this for the students in the first year or the second year?
It's up to
And,
you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. I got it. I just mentioned this in a way that we are aware that it is mainly destined for senior students. That's okay.
I think you are in the best position
Yeah.
to evaluate and to check what kind of student, which level of student can participate. And this is the purpose of this meeting, actually, to show you before we launch the competition, more details regarding the task. So you know in advance, to which kind of level of student can have the best, I would say, status and profile to be successful, to build the best project and to win one of the prizes, I would say.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Paul, you still have your hand raised. Do you still need to make another question?
Sorry, no, I just
No,
forget
please.
to.
Yes, take your hands off, please. Okay.
Okay.
Can I just make a comment on the paradox of this competition? Is that we are concerning about sea level rising. We are saying that block B is coming up to the air, so it can deal with that. But if that happens, EDP 1 and EDP 2 is going to be icebergs because they all come from the ground. They have, as in our competition, how come we have a underground parking plot? If the waters really rise, the underground parking doesn't work. So just to comment this paradox.
Yeah, it's a paradox that is mentioned in the urban plan. One of the requirements is that the underground construction should be done considering that water, that it has to be protected from water. It's written in the plan. We can share it afterwards. That this should be a concern. This building, both buildings from EDP, they both have underground parking. So in principle, besides the entrance, it will be protected from the water. I think, principle. But you're right. It's a little bit of a paradox.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Is there...
just a final comment. As you know,
Yes.
there is the metro also below ground, almost inside the river, as you know, in Terreiro do Passo. So, and a lot of problems in the past regarding that. Yes. Sorry, Eric.
No. So I don't know if there are some other reactions or questions. So we'll share with you all those questions and answers, adding also the one you have asked orally, for instance, regarding the engineers topics. So, and we'll be able to share a common answer afterwards. Ella, I let you
Yes.
conclude
Yes.
and explain
Yes.
the next steps.
Give us some rest, please.
Yeah, I'm taking over. Let's go.
Yes.
Not a problem. So I'm going to share my screen to explain you guys the last step that we wanted to mention to you. So actually, like we always do for every edition, we create a recommendation book. It's a PDF, actually, in which we include, I would say, the general comment about the task that we collect from you. So actually, it's we have made this because we were aware that a lot of teachers could not join this meeting. Some of them were not available, and we wanted still to give them, teachers, but also to students, to give them your recommendation, the thing that you felt it's important for them to know, the thing that you will keep in mind regarding this contest task. So we will collect, we will send you an email right after this meeting in which you will have a link on which you will have the possibility to mention any comment or any feedback or any recommendation regarding the city of Lisbon, the site, anything that will you feel it's important for the student and for the teacher who could not be with us yesterday and today to remember while working on this on the task of Lisbon. So we will send you the link right after, and so we will collect all your recommendations, and then we will have this recommendation book that will be available to you, of course, but also to others, and that will be published on our website. So because we try also to be reactive and to give this recommendation book as soon as possible, we would like, if it's possible for you guys, to give us your recommendation at the latest on Monday, next Monday. Of course, if you need extra time, it's fine, but we try to collect everything, so we make sure that the teacher that will be on BARC and also the future student that will be competing for this 2023 competition will have the main information and the recommendation from you. So you will receive a recap email right after, like I sent yesterday, in which you will find this link to put your comment regarding the task. We also wanted to give you some overview regarding this architecture student contest 2023. So of course we had yesterday and today the Teachers Day event digitally. The next step we'll have the international stage of the 2022 edition that will be in a little bit less than 2 weeks, early in June. That will be in Warsaw in Poland. At the end of this international stage, we will announce the city of and the country of the 2023 edition and some key information regarding the task. Then in September, we will launch officially. So we have the website ready, all the tools, the videos that I sent you yesterday, also the contest task, and also the recommendation book will be available on the website. Then from September, we'll have some online trainings to give you also some specific details or help or support that you might need and the students might need to build their project. Then in April, we'll have the deadline at the end of April of the national stages. So you will always report to your Saint-Gobain local representative, and this local Saint-Gobain representative will always keep you up to date regarding the deadlines and the planning of the competition. And then, of course, we have the pleasure with Vasco, Enrique, and all the team to welcome you in June 2023 for the big celebration and the international stage that will be, of course, in Lisbon, Portugal. So one thing to keep in mind is if you have any question regarding the competition, please refer to your Saint-Gobain local representative that will be in touch with you, and also to give you the main deadlines, to give you key information, because we are in contact with them and they will keep the relationship with you. I think it's better for you to have a local representative that will be more reactive and they will give you the main information. Before we say goodbye, do you have any question regarding the organization or this planning? If you have any comment, please feel free. We still have a couple of time. Actually, we are really in advance regarding this meeting. So please feel free to unmute your mic or just to write it down the chat or raise your hand. But I guess I don't see anything, that it was pretty clear. And so before we say goodbye, and then I'll send you.
Ella.
Yes.
There is still a final comment that I hadn't seen before in the chat.
In the chat, okay.
From Petri. Yes, Petri Arnio.
Okay. I hope that the task include the list of requirements concerning the materials you don't have to do both in the first stage and second stage, so that will not. Yes. Regarding, so to be precise, between the national stage and the international stage. So if one of your students win the your national stage, what we ask for the international stage is usually, and every year, about the same thing. We ask for project presentation, a video. We ask for a short description of the project. We ask, of course, for some a plan, architectural plan, building plans, view, pictures, everything in these details. And you will have in what we call the rule and organization document that will be available in September, so a lot in advance. When we launch the competition, you will have everything on the website, and you will have the details of all the requirements that we ask for the international stage. And our recommendation that we do, that we share with the local representative of Saint-Gobain, is that for the national stage to ask the same material. So when they are selected and they have win, to go to the international stage, they will already have prepared the material. So they will not have to work again on a new presentation or do another video or anything else. But in September, in this rule and organization document that you will find on our website, you will already have details and all the requirements that we ask to participate to the international stage. So you can anticipate a little bit. But our recommendation is that students for the national stage, they already prepared the material, so they are ready when they need to apply for the international level of the competition. I hope this is clear for you, Petri. Let me know if you need more precision or if it's okay. I guess it's clear. Any other question in the chat or? Okay, you're welcome.
Just one.
Yes.
One question.
Oh, sure.
Hola. This is the third time that in my workshop we're going to take place in this contest, and I've seen that they have been always about dwellings and housing projects. Is it always like that, or it just happened because of the circumstances?
You mean in the contest task, what we the project that need to be built?
No, I mean about the what is being designed. It has always been about dwellings and about housing. I mean yes. About flats. But I was wondering if you have sometimes have you designed contests about I don't know, office buildings or other kind of buildings.
That's more a question for you, maybe, Eric.
It's true that it's a very good question. It's true that if we have a look at the former editions, mainly it was residential buildings. Yes, and it's true that we focus on that because, as you know, we are, as I've shared yesterday, we have a strategy, especially focused on the occupants of the building and its comfort. You could say it applies also on offices and other type of building, but it's not the type of project we have found with the different city halls in the past. And what we tried to do also is to have a mix of renovation and new build. It was the case for Warsaw. It will be the case here in Lisbon, which makes the project interesting. But maybe in the coming years we will change that. I mean, it's not a fixed rules, so it could change.
Right. Okay, thank you very much.
If I can add, in this case, really the plan, the proposal that the city hall presented to us was already under this shape, so to fit in the proposal that we got from Lisbon.
And the building A is the building A is also it's a cultural place, huh?
Yes, it's a cultural place. Yes.
So it's not residential. So it's honestly this project is a great project, and thank you so much to our Portuguese colleagues, especially.
Let me just add something also. That was one of our first thoughts about this. one of the things we were looking for, well, the Saint-Gobain central team was looking for, was a task that would be more restrained, not too big, not too big areas and so on, which was the case in some past editions. And one of the wonders that we found about this proposal from Lisbon is that it is a very confined space and a very specific, not too let's say open proposal. One of the things that was commented by the participants in the previous editions was that it was too open, and the students tended to be a little bit lost before starting to have ideas. And here there was a very concrete proposal. Of course, some of the persons, of the contestants and of the teachers, may find it too specific and not too open enoughly open to suggestions and to let's say to I'm missing the word, to creativity. Okay. But on the other hand, as it was a very heavy critical from past editions, we found it to be. We'll test it, of course, and think about the information and the experience for the coming editions.
Yes, and that's why it's very key for us also to have your recommendation and to hear from you, so we can also adapt, to the next edition. Because after Portugal, we have another edition, of course. And so it's a really a real big value for us to have your feedback and to have like a flavor of what you think about the proposal that we make regarding the task, because we can adapt, to the next one. That's why it's important. It's always great to exchange and to have this kind of discussion and to take the time to do it, really to adapt for the next one, because we know that you are the one facing the students and building the project with them. So so it's also key for us to have this kind of comment from you. And even sometimes when you receive some comment from the student while you're working on the project, you can still, mention it to the to your Saint-Gobain local representative, and they are really in touch with us like regularly. Um, so do not hesitate, really. So if we can adapt, we do. When we can be flexible, it's not always the case, but we try our best, of course, always, because this competition is also about you guys. So it's important that you know that your voice is heard as well. Okay, there is last thing that I would like to ask, because it's like a tradition during the Teacher Day event that we try to take a picture. So of course it's a little bit better when we are all together in the same room. So if I can ask you maybe to turn on your video, that would be great. So we can take a picture all together. Wow, it's a lot of you. Yeah, because sometimes when we don't see faces, we feel like I'm just Eric, Vasco, and myself. So it's really nice to see your faces, and probably some of you we will meet in a few days in Verso. For the rest of you, I hope to see you guys in Portugal. Um, so maybe we can. I'm just going to do a screenshot. Maybe we can say yay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. It was a great pleasure to meet you, to meet you, I would say, during these 2 days. Like I mentioned, if you have any question, anything that you would like to say to us, feel free. We're really here to make this journey the best possible for you as well. Um, so I will send you the email like I did yesterday. If you didn't get my email, please go to your Saint-Gobain local representative to make sure that you have all the information. Thanks a lot. Take care. Really take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of the day, the rest of the night, evening, I don't know, afternoon probably. And I see you soon, guys. Take care and see
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Adios.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.